Hi, my name is Lauren Fox, and welcome to Understanding Stage Number 3 of the UbD template, Developing the Learning Plan. This section of the Understanding by Design unit template works through the planning process of how teachers will guide students to accomplishing the desired goals. Wiggins and McTighe created the WHERETO acronym as an outline guide to ensure that the goals set from Stage 1 are met in the planning process of Stage 3. Following WHERETO letter by letter during Stage Number 3 of the design process will help designers to engage with the best pedagogical practices. This first W section is used for solidifying goals for students by emphasizing where their learning is headed and why it is relevant and important to achieve the goals. In this section, teachers explain the goals of the unit, give a preview of assessment and scoring expectations, and build relevance behind the learning, and check for prior knowledge and misconceptions. The H section is created for designers to plan how they will hook and hold the learner's interest throughout the unit. The overall goal of this section is to find ways for the learners to build a withstanding desire to engage with the essential questions of the unit. The focus of the E section is for designers to consider how they will create experiences that will equip the learners for meaning making of important ideas that they can then transfer to different experiences. Designers need to keep the understandings, knowledge, and skill goals from Stage Number 1 in mind when creating experiences in this portion of the template. Designers can use an if-then approach during this section, a guide that if we want to reach a specific goal, then this experience will help the students get there. The R section of the design is focused on creating opportunities for learners to rethink and refine their big idea understandings. In order for deep and lasting understanding to be created, students need repeated moments to refer back to the essential questions and interact with their evolving thoughts. Learners should have ample opportunity to rethink, revise, and reflect on what they think and understand. The second E section involves students participating in self-evaluation. Designers should plan ways for students to interact metacognitively with their learning process. Here, students reflect on the effectiveness of their learning experiences. Learners can do this in several ways, including completing a self-assessment rubric, brainstorming with the 6 facets of understanding, and spending time in writing reflection with reflection prompts. The T section of the template refers to tailoring instruction to the needs of the learners. Designers should consider the learners who are participating in the unit. Designers need to be sure that the learners are maximally engaged and productive. The Stage 1 goals should never be altered, but students should be given options for how they accomplish the goals. Teachers can differentiate how they present information, how students work towards the goals, and the products or assessments to complete in order to measure success. The final section, O, highlights the organization of the learning, or how the learning is sequenced. How a unit is sequenced matters because proper organization eliminates confusion. The organization of the unit should not simply march through the content, but it should allow students opportunities to continually engage in experiences that can deepen their overall understanding of the content. Designers should consider the following strategies when organizing their unit: problem-based learning, the immersion approach, the narrative structure, or the whole part whole approach. Overall, stage number 3 is the detail-oriented portion of the unit planning. In this section, designers are creating learning experiences that must always be cognizant of the learning goals that were established in stage 1 and the evidences of learning that were created in stage 2. Thanks.